Hello and welcome to Whisky Resource. My name is Mark. This is review number 46. Today I'm going to be doing a review of the Bimber Ex-Bourbon, which is about to get released in a couple of days on the 9th of June. So this is the pre-release sample that everybody who, or the first 700 people who attended the Summerton Virtual Whisky Festival online would have received. This is my first experience of Bimber. As you can see, I've had just under half of the 50ml sample that the first 700 people had received. So Bimber, it's actually Polish for moonshine, and Bimber has actually been set up by some Polish nationals in London, and as you're about to find out, they've done an absolutely fantastic job of this particular whiskey. So it's ex-bourbon. This is, I believe, there is 7 casks of ex-bourbon, 3-year-old. That's been recently bottled at 51.8% ABV. As I say, it goes on release on Tuesday. It has, I believe, a retail price of £65. Now, because it's pre-release, I'm not going to provide any value score. However, once it's on release and we can confirm the value, what have you, I'll be updating the website and I'll be putting on the value scores appropriate to the release. It's quite pale in colour, as you can imagine, for a 3-year-old ex-bourbon. Now, Bimber's quite hard to get hold of. If you go online and have a look at the big retailers, you'll probably find that a few of them may have the recharred oak barrels. I think that sits at about £65 as well. So you might pick up some of that. Otherwise, all the previous releases of the Bimbers have all been sold out. On Tuesday they're launching this ex-bourbon, and they're launching 4 cask strength, I believe they are, editions, different finishes. Now, a lot of them are going to sell out pretty much straight away, so you can be very lucky to get hold of it. I believe there's something in the region of 1,600 to 1,700 bottles of this is going to get released, and then they've got the 4. I think I'm right in saying that they're single cask strength releases, or cask strength releases they're going to be doing as well, and they're going to sell out quite quickly. Bimber are a relatively new distillery. They laid down their first casks in 2016. They have recently set up a Bimber Club. It costs £40 to join. You get a sample pack in the post. I've not joined, but you get a sample pack in the post. You get a glass, and you get free access to the distillery once a year. Exclusive invites to new product launches, so you get priority access to the new launches, the new product releases, and there's a few other things that they provide. So go check out their website, which is bimberdistillery.co.uk. So this is batch release 001 from the Summerton Whisky Festival, and I'll tell you right now, it's absolutely gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. This I've been looking forward to doing a review of this for quite some time. Even before I actually tasted it, I knew this was going to be spectacular whiskey, because if you join the Facebook groups, everybody talks about it so passionately, as if it's some amazing nectar. And well, it is. So that's the last of this sample gone. I don't think I'm going to be able to get a bottle of this, because I'm lacking the funds right now to buy one, but we'll see on Tuesday. So on the nose, it's fruity, there's vanilla, there's tropical fruits, there's some vegetal nose going on there, like hay, there's some oak, spices. I did get the alcohol, 51.8%. You will get a bit of alcohol, but it hides it quite well, but you will get it if you stick your nose in long enough. You can tell it's come from a bourbon cask. You're getting some bourbon influence there. The fruits you're getting are quite fleshy fruits. It's quite a weird one, but not juicy fruits that have a lot of liquids come out of them, juices come out of them. It's more like a mango, that kind of quite a solid, hard but tasty fruit. It's lovely. It's a lovely nose on the palate. There's so much going on there. I mean, straight away, if you look at the legs, if you can make out any of them legs on there, it's oily. It gives you a lovely mouthfeel. I don't like using that word, but it's true. It gives you a lovely mouthfeel. Very coating of the tongue. A little waxy as well, but it's fruity. There's citrus, tropical fruits, a little bit of mint. There's oak, spices, but well-controlled spices. The alcohol starts very gradual. It starts to build as it coats your tongue, and as those oils start to move away from the coating of the tongue, you get the alcohol popping and spicing around. There's a vegetal note in this. It's like a damp hay, damp cardboard, herbal, vegetative note. It's hard to put my finger on exactly what that particular note is. It may well be the signature of Bimber. I don't know. This is the only Bimber I've ever had, and it is really nice. So nice, I would buy a bottle. If I had the available funds to commit to a bottle, given that really we're only approaching a third of the way through the month, I would buy it. But there's going to be opportunities for other releases, so it's unique. It's got its own style. Now, I would say there's been two other whiskies that I've tried that kind of is a ballpark in the same place, and they are the Westland American Oak that I tried previously, so you can check out that review. And then from last week, the Daft Mill 2007 winter release. Now, you're basically looking at three craft, let's call them craft distilleries there. Certainly the Westland, their maturation is about the same, 3 years. Daft Mill, of course, or 12 years. And I'm getting the same kind of flavours profiles in them. I'm getting a little bit of chocolate with this as well. Bitterness. Oak bitterness. Actually, thinking about it, Hinch, the Irish distillery, they have a similar type of profile for their whiskies, and I will be reviewing a Hinch which came with the Summerton Festival pack as well. And that's, whilst it's not exactly the same, it's less related to the three I mentioned. It still has that, there's something about it that's similar. It is a little youthful. You can tell there's some youth to it. But with just a snapshot of what they're providing in 3 years in London, in the UK, and they're bottling outstanding whiskies already. It just shows you that you don't need long-term maturations. You can achieve some stunning results in a short period of time in the UK. I wouldn't say it if I'd have tasted that and not known the age, I'd have put it around 8 to 10 years for the age, but disguises it very well. I wouldn't have said it was 3 years, not at all. But there is that youthful quality to it. It is a higher ABV, 51.8. I believe it's non-chill filtered. I believe it's natural colour. Congratulations to them for outstanding whiskey that they could quite easily have bottled that at 43%, 40% even if they wanted to. If they wanted like to hit revenue streams and to make profit. They're not doing that. And for a new craft distillery in London, yes, it's £65 a bottle, but you know it works for it, and they have to be congratulated for that. It would be so easy, as I say, to bottle it lower ABV, and to start losing some of that distinct character. And I think it's something that a lot of other distilleries need to learn from. That, and I think I mentioned this in a previous video, that it would be lovely for the distilleries to put out 2, if not 3, variants of the same whiskey. So by all means, have a whiskey and release it at the 40% ABV for the consumer market. Then have a bottle and have it at say 46% ABV without chill filtration, without the added colour, for those people who have a bit more of an experienced palate, who want to explore a bit more the customer. And then have a third bottle which would be cask strength, where I'm not saying I'm a connoisseur, not by a long way, but where the aged, well-versed connoisseur of whiskey, the mega enthusiast, can taste it and pitch the strength at their own preference by water. It'd be great to see them do that, but you know, just to get above the 40% ABV for a start off would be fantastic. And yes, there are whiskies out there that are fantastic at 40% ABV. Lefroy 10 is an example. It's great as a 40% ABV, and I've got a cask strength version that I haven't opened yet, which I will be reviewing. I can't even begin to imagine what that's going to taste like at cask strength when the 10-year-old is at the 40% ABV is still fantastic. So in terms of score, that's an 89. Easy, an 89. I need a few more details, a bit the backstory and the price from launch on the 9th to be able to give it a full mark. But on a pre-release taster, I'm disappointed there's none left. It is a great whiskey, so I highly recommend the Bimber. If you're open-minded and you like new whiskies, and you maybe want to move away from the mega corporate ownership model that a lot of popular whiskies are under, and move out to the new craft, privately owned or family owned distilleries that are doing new things, then do it, because you know what, you're going to experience new wonderful things. So Bimber, highly regarded. I'd go for it if you could. Thank God.